Welcome friends, welcome to this lecture. In this video lecture, we will discuss about assignment solution of week 8 of subject microwave integrated circuits, and the name of the topic is microwave oscillator. So we will discuss some MCQ and example related with microwave oscillator. So let's start. The conduction angle for class A amplifier is, so generally you studied this type of question or this type of class A, B, C, D amplifier in the first year of your semester electronics and communication or in electrical engineering. So for conduction angle for class A amplifier is generally 360 degree. Okay, it requires complete full cycle for the conduction angle, and the complete full cycle is 360 degrees. So answer is C. Similarly, conduction angle for class B amplifier, so generally it requires half cycle than class A amplifier. So the conduction angle for class A amplifier B amplifier is 180 degrees. So the answer is B. Which of the amplifier are preferred for low noise amplifier? So generally class AB amplifier are generally preferred for low noise amplifier because they have capability of attenuating high frequency, and they have capability of processing low noise amplifier, and it provides sufficient amplification at the no noise level. So the answer is B. Which of the following are called a switching amplifier? So generally amplifier above the class C are generally known as switching amplifier. So class D and class E both are known as switching amplifier. So the answer is C and D. RF choke in DC biasing circuit is used for, so generally the choke is used in biasing circuit, generally in transistor biasing circuit, to maintain the constant output current, okay, and to provide open radio frequency choke. So the answer is B, to maintain a constant DC current as well as RF open, okay. Reflector power in the balance amplifier implemented using power divider amplifier and delay line is wasted away in what? So generally power reflected is generally done in case of resistance, in case of resistive network only. So if you observe the options, only the C is the correct option that fits to the requirement. So resistor in power divider generally provides losses, and reflector power generally arises in case of resistor. So the answer is C. Resistor in power divider generally reflect the power. The relation between A output 1P3 and A output 1 dB is that is equal to A output IP3 divided by A output 1 dB. So if you take the ratio of the output gain in dB, then it will come out with the 10 dB. Okay, so this is the part of theory question. So the answer is 10. Which of the following method improves the linearity? So all the four options are given, but option C, we don't have any improvement in linearity because of the circulator and amplifier. It is the characteristic of circulator that it does not provide linear operation. So the answer is A, B and D. Power combining using power divider and amplifier and feed forward linearization. So the answer is A, B and D. The purpose of DC biasing, why we require DC biasing? So already you may have studied in the first or second semester in transistor, introduction of transistor, that the DC biasing are generally required to make the operating point stable in the operating region, as well as stabilize the operating point against temperature variation, and it also separates DC and RF signal. So the answer is A, B and C. Okay, all are correct. So the answer is D, because we have option that D indicates A, B, C all are correct. So the answer is D. What are the conditions to require to start the oscillation? So generally we go through the Barkhausen criteria to start the oscillation is the loop gain must be equal to greater than 180 degree, and loop gain must be greater than 1. So so for required condition to start the oscillation is delta less than 1, k less than 1, and sigma L multiplied by sigma out must be greater than 1. So these are the reflection coefficient that must be greater than 1. So the answer is B is the correct answer. Okay. For microwave oscillator, input impedance is -50 plus J120. The value of load impedance ZL is, okay. So generally equation is that a load impedance plus input impedance resistance is equal to 0. RL plus RN is equal to 0, and XL plus XN is equal to 0. That is inductive impedance plus input inductive impedance, that is equal to 0. So if you compare RL plus Rn is equal to 0, that gives RL is equal to minus Rin and XL is equal to minus Xin. So this is the equation of Zin. So Zin is equal to, this is Rin plus Jxin. So Rin is equal to 50 and Xin is equal to 120. So put the value of Rin and Xin over here, you will get RL is equal to minus 50. That means RL is equal to 50 and XL is equal to minus Xin. So minus 120. So we have answer ZL is equal to RL plus JXL. So now it is comes to 50 minus J 120. So answer is C. So that's all from my side. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture, and this video may be beneficial to you for the current as well as upcoming NPTEL session. So that's all the end of the micro subject, because this subject is all about 8 weeks. So we are in the 8 weeks and we have finished the week 8. Thank you very much.